1 million times. Well, when something happens, when the cost of something reduces by 1 million times, your habits fundamentally change.
Absolutely.
How you think about computing fundamentally changed. That is the single greatest contribution NVIDIA ever made. That we made it so that using a machine to go learn exhaustively an enormous amount of data is something that researchers wouldn't even think twice to do. That's why machine learning has taken off.
I totally see your point. Some of our professors here may slightly disagree because they still need a lot of money to buy your GPUs. But I come back to this point later.
Imagine 1 million times higher.
That's right. But Jensen,
I gave you 1 million times discount in the last 10 years. It's practically free.
Jensen,
太便宜了。
太便宜。I think we can learn so many different things from Jensen. We'll see how it goes. The next step, the 40 minutes. So Jensen, one thing I really want to pick your brain and think about what we should do at HKUST. It's really about the areas now with AI technology, AI infrastructure, your GPUs and everything, and your software ecosystem. Many things we can choose to do, and one particularly exciting thing now we call the AI for science. You have been championing that. For instance, we have been investing quite a bit of computing infrastructure, GPUs in our university. President Yi and I specifically encourage our faculties to collaborate between physics and the computer science, between material science and computer science, between biology and the computer science. And you have been talking a lot about the futures in biology. One very exciting thing right now happening in Hong Kong is that our government has decided that we are going to build the third medical school. In fact, HKUST is the first university to submit our proposal. We would very much appreciate your advice now, especially our alum. No, what would be your advice to President Yi, myself, and the university, where we should invest?
So first of all, I introduced artificial intelligence at the World's Scientific Computing Conference, Supercomputing, in 2018. And it was met with great skepticism. And the reason for that is because artificial intelligence is somewhat of a black box. It was a black box at the time. In fact, it's less of a black box today. It's much more, it's a black box today like you and I, we're black boxes. But you can ask an AI today, you couldn't do it then, but you can ask an AI today, reason with me. Tell me why did you suggest that? Mm-hmm. Tell me step by step how you arrive at that answer. Through that probing process, AI is more transparent today. AI is more explainable today. Because you're probing through your questions, and that your set of questions could be like professors probe their students to understand their thinking process, not just the fact that you can produce an answer, but the way that you reason about that answer is sensible. It's grounded in first principles. And so we can do that today. In 2018, we could not. And so it was met with a great deal of skepticism because of that. That's number one. Number two, AI does not produce its answers, not yet, from first principles. Mm-hmm. It produces its answers from learning from observed data. And therefore, it's not really simulating first principle solvers, like first principle solvers, but it's emulating the intelligence. It's emulating the physics. Now, the question is emulation valuable to science? And I would suggest that emulation is invaluable to science. And the reason for that is in many fields of science, we understand the first principles. We understand Schrödinger's equations. We understand Maxwell's equations. We understand many of these equations, but we can't simulate it and understand large systems. And so instead of solving it from first principles and have it be computationally limited, computationally impossible, we could use AIs, we could train AIs that understand that physics and use it to emulate, if you will, very, very large systems so that we can understand large systems with large scale. Now, where is that useful? First of all, the human biology has a scale that goes from nanometers, right, from nanometers to a time scale that goes from nanoseconds to years. That's the human biological system. Those kind of scale across that kind of time scale is simply impossible using principal solvers. And so now the question is, can we use AI to emulate the human biology so that we can better understand these very complicated multi-scale systems so that we could, if you will, create a digital twin of human biology? And that's the great hope. The great hope is that we might now have the computer science technology so that digital biologists, climate scientists, scientists who are dealing with extraordinarily large, complicated scale problems can really understand your physical systems for the very first time. And so that's my hope, that you're able to do that at the intersection. Now, speaking of your hospital, one of the great opportunities for HK UST is that a hospital is going to be created here where its original domain expertise is technology, computer science, and artificial intelligence. That's the reverse of almost every hospital in the world. It was started as a hospital, now trying to insert artificial intelligence and technology into it, which generally is met with skepticism, distrust of the technology. And so you have the opportunity for the very first time to create something from the ground up where the technology is embraced and technology could be advanced, and the people who are here are advancing the fundamental technology yourself. And so you understand its limitations and you understand its potential. And I think that's an extraordinary opportunity. I hope you take advantage of it.
Yeah. Thank you, Jensen. Yeah. We definitely like, what you suggested, that the university has been always good at, technology and the innovation, pushing for the frontiers of the computer science, engineering, biology, and other things. So we thought that, with the third medical school in Hong Kong, we can do something differently from what other two amazing schools have been doing. So we combine, more traditional medical training with the technology research side, which we're good at. So I'm sure, we will reach out to you to get more your advice in the future. But I want to switch gear a little bit.
The MIT of Asia starts a hospital.
All right, yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah. So Jensen, I switch gear a little bit and ask you something about the leadership. So you have been the longest running CEO in the Silicon Valley, probably by far. 31 years as a CEO?
Almost 32.
Almost 32. And you're not tired?
I'm super tired.
I think somewhere you said...
I got here this morning. I'm super tired.
Yeah, you're super tired, but you still keep going. So we, of course, would love to learn from you that, how did you lead such a gigantic organization, Nvidia of today? The tens of thousands of employees, and it's amazing, the revenue and the large number of customers, and you reach out. How did you really do that to lead such a large organization and this breaking neck pace?
Well, today, let me just say that today, I was so surprised that there were computational biologists and business.
Yes.
That was
our student degrees.
Yeah, they're students.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
usually we see computational biologists go by, you shake their hand, and then you see some business majors, they go by, you shake their hand. And we saw some computational biologists
That's right.
with business majors.
That's right.
I think it's fantastic. I started NVIDIA without ever taking a business course, and to this day, I've never taken a business course.
And you also said that you never finished a business plan.
I've never written a business plan. I have no idea how to write a business plan. I'm counting on all of you to help me write business plans. And and the reason why I'm telling you that is, first of all, I think you want to learn as much as you can, and I'm learning all the time. So the first thing about doing anything that you want to dedicate your life to do, and I consider this my life's work. You know, this isn't a job. This is my life's work. And the idea, the way of thinking about whatever you do as your life's work rather than your job, I think it is a very big difference in your mind. And maybe you're a carpenter, maybe you're an artist, maybe maybe you're a neurosurgeon. You consider it to be your life's work. This is what I'm going to dedicate my life to perfect the craft of. And so NVIDIA is my life's work. I learned a lot along the way. There are a lot of things that, and so I'm not going to spend any time talking about those things. You got lots to learn. If you want to be CEO of a company, you have lots to learn. You have to reinvent yourself constantly. The world is changing all the time. Your company is changing all the time. Technology is changing all the time. Everything that you know today will be useful someday, but it won't be enough, not even nearly enough. And so I spend basically every single day learning. As I was flying over here, I was watching YouTubes, or I was talking to my AI. By the way, get an AI as a tutor. Asking it lots of questions, and it tells me an answer, and I ask, why did you give me that answer? Tell me the answer step by step. Explain it to me in this way. Apply this reasoning to something else. Give me some analogies. Right? There's a lot of different ways to learn, and I use my AI and I torture my AI to teach me. And so there are a lot of ways to learn. But my point is, you're constantly learning. What have I learned about being CEO and leadership? First of all, you're the CEO, you're the leader, but you don't have to know everything. You have to be confident about what you're doing, but you don't have to be certain. Confidence and certainty are not the same idea. It is possible for you to be completely confident in pursuing a direction and allow room for uncertainty. And that room for uncertainty gives you the opportunity to continue to learn.
So
that's
profit from uncertainty.
That's right. Uncertainty is your friend, not your enemy. The second thing I would say is that a leader, of course, needs to be strong, because a lot of people are counting on your strength. They feed off of your strength. However, the fact that you're strong doesn't mean you can't be vulnerable, meaning that if you need help, ask for help. And so I'm constantly asking for help. I don't know how many times I've come to ask you for help. And so vulnerability is not the absence of strength. Uncertainty is not the absence of confidence. And so live in that world where you can be strong and confident, but still be vulnerable and uncertain. And so I think that that, and then one last idea is don't do it for yourself, do it for everyone else. Leaders are fundamentally trusted when every single decision that is made is in the interest of the mission. It's in interest of others. It's in interest of other people's success. And whether it's people inside the company, my colleagues, my partners, the ecosystem we serve, our supply chain, I'm constantly thinking about other people's success. I'm constantly thinking about what's in their best interest. And just last night, I was flying over here, and somebody asked me, what should we do in this discussion with a very important partner? And I said, well, what would you do? What would you suggest that is in their best interest? And from their best interest, we could decide what to do. I think these ideas probably be helpful.
Yeah, on that point of working with other people, I can't help but asking this question that I asked in my house in May. I said, Jensen, I read somewhere that you actually have 50 direct reports.
Yeah.
And he said, no, Harry, I don't have 50, I have 60.
Yeah.
So you do have 60 direct reports.
Yeah.
And
a staff meeting for me would be like
staff meeting. I'm going to say the staff meeting was like first 4 rows of people here.
Yeah.
How did you do that? That seems like your unique leadership style.
Transparency. I reason in front of everybody what we need to do. We work together to come up with a strategy. Whatever strategy it is, everybody hears at the same time because they were hearing all of us work through the strategy at the same time. And so by the time that there's a direction for the company, a strategy for the company, a decision to make for the company, everybody reasoned about it together. It's not like I went into a forest and came back out with an answer and then everybody's, waiting for me to tell them what to do. We reasoned about it. We got to the answer together. And so the only thing that I have to do is to make sure that we all heard the same thing. I'm usually the last person to talk, to describe, based on everything that we've done, this is the direction. And these are the priorities. And to make sure that if there's any ambiguity, I've taken out the ambiguity. Now, once we're all aligned and we all understand what the strategies are, I count on the fact that everybody's an adult. All of the things that I mentioned earlier about my behavior, constantly learning, confident but uncertain, and if they don't know something, I need them to express it. If they need help, I need them to ask us for it. Nobody loses alone. Nobody fails alone. And so, and then everybody else, when they see the same behavior, and they see that it's okay to be vulnerable as a CEO, that as a leader I can ask for help, I can be uncertain, mm-hmm. I can be wrong. When they see us do that, then they all can do that. And that is all you expect them to do, is if they need help, say so. But otherwise, I've got 60 people on my staff. They're the world's best in the world. They're the absolute best in the world. They don't need my help.
Well, all I can say is Jensen seems to be working. So, Jensen, I was very impressed this morning when you give your acceptance speech to your HKUST degree. You said quite a few numbers about our university, especially the number of startups we ever created by our alum students, and also how many unicorns this university has produced and how many exits we had. This university is indeed known for creating new the entrepreneurs, companies, and but still, we have the master here today, you. And you created your own company when you were very young, and you led the company all the way to today's unbelievable success. So what is your advice to our students and the faculty members, when and why they should start their own thing? And besides, you did promise your wife, Lori, that by the age of 30, you will do a company. Besides that, what are the suggestions? Yeah.
That was my pickup line. I didn't mean it. I was 16 when I went to college, and when I met my wife, I was 17. She was 19, and so I was the youngest kid in school in class. There were 250 students and 3 girls, and I was the only student that looked like a child, and they were all children.
So you learned how to be competitive at that time.
No, you have to learn how to, have a good pickup line. And so I walked up to her and I said to her, I know I looked like a child, and therefore I am certain that her first impression of me is that I'm pretty smart. It's got to be that, otherwise, And so I knew that her first impression of me would be that I'm smart. And so I walked up to her and I said, do you want to see my homework? And then I made her a promise. I said, if you do homework with me every Sunday, I promise you will get straight A's. Okay? And as a result, I had a date every Sunday. And I made her do homework all day. I was with her the whole day. And then just to make sure that eventually she marries me, I told her that by the time I'm 30, I just wanted you to know I'm only 20 right now. But by the time I'm 30, I'm going to be a CEO. I have no idea what I was talking about. And then we got married.
Yeah.
And so that's all the advice I'm going to give all the entrepreneurs. That's it. Fine. Yeah.
Actually, Jensen, it's actually one of the students' questions I collected. It was the one student actually asked that is, so apparently the student said that he is good at school and everything, but he needs to focus. But he read the story about your love stories. He thought he's going to ask you, would that be detrimental to his study here if he's wasting his time to date a girl? Your answer is absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Well, if you don't keep doing well, so she never saw it, but I wanted her to know that I'm smart, and so I did the homework before she showed up. So by the time that she showed up, I knew all the answers. And she must the whole time thought, for 4 years, Jensen's a genius.
You are, Jensen. You are a genius. Well, Jensen, now you give our students some good tips, and I need to ask a question.
That's the only life advice. I think the rest of that.
By the way, I actually have 9 pages of questions that I apologize. I cannot pick everyone's. And one, I really feel that I should ask on behalf of our...
Just reading the questions would take 45 minutes.
That's true. And I didn't use GPT, otherwise it would be easier. So the question is actually, so as an assistant professor in university, now doing AI requires a lot of computing power. We kind of alluded to that earlier. It's interestingly, this University of Washington professor tweeted a few years ago something like that, noticeably missing in action in the deep learning revolution is MIT. But he really didn't mean just MIT. It's actually the top universities, even in the US, have not contributed too many seminal papers in the last decade. Rather, the companies, your company, Microsoft, OpenAI, Google, DeepMind, and those top companies have done amazing work, partly because they actually have enough computing power. So our professor's question is that, what should we do? Should we just join Nvidia? That's one way. Or can we partner with Nvidia? You are our new alum, and can you please help?
Yes, and yes, but you're at the core of your question is actually a very, very serious structural problem of universities. As you know, in the future, there is no way to advance science in the scale that we're talking about without machine learning. And machine learning is not possible without machines.
That's right.
It's no different than you're not going to study the universe without a radio telescope. You're not going to study the universe. You're not going to study the fabric of the building blocks of the world without some kind of a particle accelerator. You're not going to, right? You can't study these things. You need the instruments of science. And supercomputers, AI supercomputers, are the instrument of science today. The structural problem of universities is that each one of the private investigators, each one of the researchers do their own funding. Mm-hmm. And as a result, once they fundraise, they don't want to share it with anybody else. But yet, the way that machine learning works, you need that machine for some part of time, but you need all of it for a small part of time. Nobody needs all of it forever. But they need something gigantic for a little bit of time. And so it turns out that in order for universities to advance research, you have to pull together everybody's funding, which is very hard in a university like Stanford or Harvard, or where the researchers that are getting research funding for computer science can raise a lot of money and get very large funding, but somebody who is in climate science or in ocean science or so on and so forth is very difficult. And so now the question is what to do. I think this is where universities that can lead by building an infrastructure for the whole school to use can make a real difference. But that's the structural challenge of universities. It is the reason why so many researchers come intern at companies like ours and Google and Microsoft, as you know, and you do your research because we have access to infrastructure, and then you go back to school for a while, and you ask us to keep your research alive in our systems so that you can pick up when you come back. Or many professors visiting professors do research part-time while they're still teaching. We have several of those. And so there's several ways to solve that problem, but the best way is somehow the universities have to rethink about how it does funding.
That's such a great advice, and especially today in the audience, we have Professor Sun Dong here, who runs our government's technology, innovation, and industry division, and who has been extremely supportive in coming up with funding to AI. In fact, Professor Sun actually supported this generative AI center in Hong Kong. It's called the Hong Kong Generative AI Center.
It's such a fundamental advantage.
Yeah. So, and we also have our deputy FS here, who also, can sign the checkbook, and I'm sure they can learn from you and listen to your advice. But I do
just remember the $1,000,000X discount.
But I do want to ask you one challenging question. That one hand, we're very, very happy that computing power continues to increase significantly, and the price is dropping, which is even better. But at the same time, your GPUs are going to consume so much energy, And there's some prediction that by 2030, the world's energy consumption will increase by 30%. Are you worried? Are you worried that because of your GPUs, the world is actually using more energy?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to work backwards, and the first thing I'm going to work backwards from is I'm going to make the statement that if the world uses more energy to power the AI factories of the world, we are a better world when that happens. Now, let me reason about a couple things for you. One, the goal of AI is not to train the model. The goal of AI is to use the model. The goal, for many of your goals, there's nothing wrong with going to school for the goal of only going to school. There's nothing wrong with that. Learning for the sake of learning, it's a noble thing to do, and it's actually a very wise thing to do. However, most of the students came here, invested a lot of money, invested a lot of time, and your goal is to be successful later, to apply your knowledge. And so the goal of AI is not for training, the goal of AI is inference. And inference is incredibly efficient, and it can discover new ways to store carbon dioxide in reservoirs. Maybe it could discover new wind turbine designs. Maybe it could discover new materials for storing electricity. Maybe more effective materials for solar panels, so on and so forth. And so that's our goal. The goal is to ultimately create the AI, not to train the AI. The second thing I would say is that, remember, AI doesn't care where it goes to school. We don't have to put the supercomputers on campus where we're close to the power grid. What we ought to do is start thinking about placing the AI supercomputers off the grid, slightly off the grid, and let it use sustainable energy and not where population is. Remember, all of our power generation plants were created for the appliances we need to be close to our house. Light bulbs close to our house, your dishwashers close to our house, and now because of electric vehicles, the electric vehicles close to our house. But a supercomputer doesn't have to be close to our house. It could learn somewhere else. And then lastly, I hope that what happens is AI is able to be so efficient and so clever about discovering new science that the waste that we have, whether it's the waste of the power grid needs to be a lot smarter. You know, the power grid is over-provisioned for most of the time, is under-provisioned for only some of the time. Most of the time is over-provisioned. And so we should use AI in so many different areas to save energy, to take it out of the waste that we have, and hopefully it's replaced by, 20-30% of what ultimately it saves. And that's my hopes and dreams, is that in the end, what we all see is that using energy for intelligence is the best use of energy we can imagine.
Well, I certainly agree that the use of energy for intelligence is the best way to use energy. And talking about the intelligence, I want to come back to the topic of intelligence. Jensen, as you know, the Great Bay Area, this region, Hong Kong, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, Dongguan, this area.
We both live in the Bay Area.
Yeah. So over the years, has become really the big hardware ecosystem, if I may say that way. If you build any interesting gadgets nowadays, if you don't build that in Great Bay Area, it's going to be less efficient because you just cannot simply find all those components. A great example, of course, is the company DJI, originally from here, the commercial drone company.
Yeah, incredible technology.
Incredible technology.
Yeah, incredible.
And so my question for you is actually, as we think about the intelligence, the physical side is going to become more and more important, the robotics. We will see, I assume, more and more robots. And of course, the special type of robots is actually called autonomous driving vehicles, the autonomous driving cars. So what's your view? How quickly can we see those physical intelligence entities in our lives, at work lives? How should we even think about that and take advantage of this Great Bay Area hardware ecosystem?
This is just an extraordinary opportunity for China and for this area. And the reason for that is because the Great Bay Area and this whole region here is so good at megatronics already. The intersection between mechanical technology and electronics.
Yes.
What is missing, of course, for robotics is an AI that understands the physical world. ChatGPT, or large language models today, understands the cognitive knowledge and intelligence, but it doesn't understand physical intelligence. Mm-hmm. It doesn't understand necessarily that when I set the cup down, that it's not going to go through that table. Mm-hmm. And so we need to teach an AI how to understand physical intelligence. Well, let me demonstrate, in fact, that we're making good progress. Well, one of the demonstration that all of you have probably seen is you could generate, using generative AI, text to video. Mm-hmm. And I can surely generate a video that starts out with a picture of myself, and you prompt Jensen, pick up the coffee cup and take a sip. Mm-hmm. Well, if I can prompt the AI to go and pick up the coffee cup, why can't I then generate the tokens to cause a robotic arm to go pick it up? Right. And so the gap, the leap from where we are with generative AI and general robotics is very, very close. And so I'm very excited about this area. There are 3 types of robots that can be manufactured in high volume, and pretty much only 3. Mm. All of the other types of robots that we've seen historically, robotics has been around for a long time, but it's very hard to scale into high volume. Scaling into high volume is important because you need the technology flywheel. The high volume allows you to generate high R&D, which allows you to make great technology breakthroughs, which makes better products, which causes the volume to be even higher. And so that flywheel, that R&D flywheel, is vital to any industry. There are only 3 robots you could really do this for, but 2 of them are going to be the highest volume. And the reason for that is these 3 robots can all be deployed into the world as it is today. We call it brownfield deployment. Well, the 3 are cars, because we created the world for cars over the course of the last 150 years. And the second, drones, because, the sky is fairly unlimited. But the highest volume one, of course, is humanoid robots. And it's because we created the world for ourselves. And with these 3 type of robots, we can pretty much scale robotics into extremely high volume. And that's one of the advantages that a manufacturing ecosystem like this one, really has. And if you think about it for a second, this great Bay Area, it is the only region in the world where mechatronics technology and AI technology simultaneously reside.
Right. Yeah.
It is not true anywhere else. You pick the other 2 large mechatronics industries regions, Japan and Germany. But unfortunately, they're quite far behind on AI. They really need to catch up. That's not true here. And so this is really quite a unique opportunity, and I would really lean into it.
Yeah, I so happy to hear your view about what's going to happen in physical intelligence and the robots. This university is actually good at those things you just described. I'm sure being Great Bay Area, we have the advantage to work with the different companies, even different city governments. Just a few days ago, I was talking to the mayor of Shenzhen and also with Dr. Zhang, who runs the technology bureau for the city. We're just so happy to see in the Great Bay Area, especially the city of Shenzhen, is actually a city that iterates hardware at the speed of iterating software.
Yeah.
That is really exactly to your point that why this is a great opportunity for this region, for our university. But
I don't know who the genius was that selected from. I was reading about the work that you guys do here, and the work that my school does. Since I'm an alum now. I can now take credit for all of your good decisions.
Absolutely.
But artificial intelligence, robotics,
yes,
and healthcare.
Yeah. Well, we are
the perfect three areas to really innovate.
Yeah, with our new medical school, we push that even further. And so the Jensen, but still, for all those good things to happen, we still need your support. We need your GPUs. And we actually running out of time. The prompt keeps telling me that already.
Speaking of GPUs, I brought some GPUs.
Yes. Yes.
If I didn't bring GPUs, I was afraid that I would not be welcomed back to my own school.
Oh my!
And so, Harry and I are going to do a lucky draw, and we're going to do it quickly. All right.
GPUs.
我们的 lucky draw 在哪里？
Lucky draw。
你们在哪里？
我们系主任等
我的朋友，
等着。
来 ，OK， 我。Okay, I brought 10 very, very powerful GPUs. Okay, you read, I read, I draw.
The number is 343. Did you have your number in your tickets? No. Please identify yourself. 343.
Lucky students, please
come
come
down.
to stage.
下来。
Yeah. Okay. Second number 058.
我给你3。
Third one. Please identify yourself coming up here. 351. 190. We don't have any winners.
Are we calling numbers from the right audience?
If we don't have you come up, the department head of computer science will collect them all. I don't want this to happen. I want to
so we can advance science. Okay, there you go.
014.
来。
014.
What's your number? Last 3 digits. Yeah.
Just come here.
We got a 1.
Yeah.
117. Yeah, please come up. Please come up. Yeah. 329。
我就几个了。
九个了啊。259。Please come up. Please come up. 上来吧，上来。Please come up. If you, let me read one more time. 117, 014, 190, 351, 058, 343, 329, 249. Oh my goodness. Oh, oh my goodness.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Please come. Yeah. Come. Just come. Yeah. I need to verify. Whoa! Oh my goodness, Jensen, you are too generous. Oh my goodness. 那下。罗教，哇，罗教授。Congratulations. I need to see your number. Oh yes. You do want to take a picture? Take a picture.
Just stand over here.
Yeah. What's your next? What's your number?
站过来。
14. Yes, 014.
哇，
Okay.
牛逼啊！
Yes. You stay here, take a photo.
I trust he verified.
Yes.
Come here.
What's your number?
Take photo.
Oh, you got two? Oh, first one, 343. Yes.
How come you have two?
No. They are the one.
是4060嘛？
Yeah. Get
现在
there.
可以啊。
Take a picture. 你多好？329. Yes. 拿一个。你也弄到一个啊？351. Yes. 351.
那个大的够配。
Yeah. Okay. 对，
Right.
拿一个。你多少号？What's your number? Oh, 114. Yeah.
Yeah, come here.
哦，你这运气啊，有吧？
啊
259啊，259有没有？Yeah. Yeah, 117. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah.
你们到那边一起照。What's your number?
058.
Oh, 058. Yes. Okay.
那个跑去哪里？还有一个吗？
还有一个嘛？
还有一个。
One more.
哇，10个。
So we need to draw one more.
Yeah. Don't need to draw. Give it to the computer science department, please. Yeah, come on.
Can I just use my the power vested in me?
Yeah.
Okay. Professor Zhou, whatever number you have, I'll just read it. Yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Great. Fantastic. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take a photo.
Harry, where's Harry?
No. All right. Okay. All right. 好。
Okay. Okay, 100% CUDA compatible.
100% CUDA compatible. I read that. Okay,
Thank you.
great. Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So Jensen, one more.
Jensen, one moment.
Jensen, we have
One
more gift. You have more gift. All right. 你们可以下去
There's a gift
你们可以下去的
for
You
you.
guys can go down. More gifts are coming.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way. Oh my.
This is a gift for
Oh my
Harry,
goodness.
right?
Oh my goodness.
So Harry has been a hero of mine for a very long time. Very, very long time. As you know, as you heard me say earlier, he's one of the consequential computer scientists of our time. And because of his leadership, because of his mentorship, he raised many generations of amazing artificial intelligence researchers around the world. And so when he called me about this great honor, I was deeply honored. And I'm really happy to be an alum of your university, your great university. But I also wanted to come here just to always to spend time with Harry. And so I brought him a gift.
Oh my goodness.
This is a photograph, aerial photograph of Nvidia. And
哦，亦可帮一下忙，你幫手佢住呢度，呢位。
So when Harry comes to see me, he comes to that building.
I went to visit Jensen in July just to make sure he's coming today.
I'm always going to come. Harry, thank you for everything you've done for us and for the industry.
Thank you so much. You know, it's quite
you're a hero.
Really an honor. And we're not done yet. Not done yet. Yeah. So, did you guys like the leather jacket?
Oh. I wear the one too.
Okay. But here's the question. Did you want the one? Yeah. Wow.
I think this is going to be available at the student store.
Can you, Terence? Can you please bring up that leather jacket, the third piece?
On my side. On my side.
Oh, you already. Oh, that's not.
I'm the model.
Okay, he's the model.
I'm the model.
So, thanks to our great friends from Haining, Zhejiang. My good friend Mark, who brought here, hand carried yesterday here. Mark, thank you. So Haining, you may not know, actually produced 90% of leather jackets for the world. So we made one for Jensen, but I have to perform, so I also took one. We got the third piece. Jensen very generously signed and donated to HKUST Foundation. Albert, for you. So we will auction. We will auction very soon, Albert, right? At the annual event. And in the name of Dr. Jensen Huang, donate to the HKUST Foundation. Albert.
I will still be the model by the time.
All right.
Very good, huh?
So do we have more gifts? Or do we not? We have more gifts?
I will invite our president, Nancy Yip, come to actually give a souvenir to Jensen.
Okay.
So it's a wonderful.
It's too much
They're
fun.
too much.
Fun,
They're more coming.
Yeah. Well, we love our alum. Especially those alum who actually donate to the university.
Okay. No problem. 为什么我们的 logo 是火鸡啊？
Why? The president can explain.
I'm kidding. I heard the story already.
Yes, it's a
Yeah. Can we present this to Jensen?
Yeah.
If you want to explain, okay, show.
Okay, sure.
People, yeah.
Here is AI generated image for this too, but very unfortunately, I didn't realize the Henry also wear a leather jet. So that's a hallucination, right?
Hallucination.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, anyway,
Yeah,
thank you very much.
We'll take a photo.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the incredible honor. I'm a
Thank
very
you.
proud alum.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Jensen,
you
we
very
look
much.
forward to your coming back to UST, and we love you, Jensen.
Thank you. Thank you, Harry.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
راحت الكاميرا. موزنة المنتشرات التي على هذا الموقع قد تفسر قليلا صعوبة الإحصاء.
والله نزعت لي الشغل والله العظيم يا خي يا خي ده ما قاعد معه عم تشتغل ما نزعت لي الشغل طالعين يا مش معقول يا زلمه.
خلص لك يا زلمه صلي على النبي عند
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى
خلص يا زلمه خلص خلص مش بطلع صوت عليك.
مالك خلاص رح انزل مالك
ريحة زينة كربيلة. ضب لي قهوة روح جيب لي قهوة.
تطلع معنا
يلا قهوة كمان أي بدك قهوة كمان. محمد جابها وقال لك على الدكتور تحت كان حتى الساعة يمكن أن قول أحمد بأن الطيران الأحياء الإسرائيلي شن مرتين عبرية جنوبية مع البيانات التي أصدرها في كلام الناس وقد الإخلاء في مبنيين في محيط الجامعة الإسرائيلية في منطقة الحدث الضاحية الجنوبية مع ذلك حي الشويفات أيضا جنوب الضاحية الجنوبية. المؤكد حتى الساعة أن الطيران الحربي الإسرائيلي شن مرتين الأولى حتى الساعة منطقة محيط الجامعة اللبنانية في الحدث والثانية في منطقة الشويفات. مع التحديد ما يترتب على استخدام الرجاء هي بشكل عام القرارات الإسرائيلية تنظر إلى الأحياء الجنوبية من الضاحية الجنوبية في هذه الاستهدافات والشويفات العباسية. التركيز الإسرائيلي لا يزال على المحيط في الضاحية الجنوبية لبيروت، بمعنى أن هذه المناطق هي المناطق الواقعة على جنوب الضاحية الجنوبية متداخلة بشكل واضح مع مناطق سكانية غير مثلث وقع خارج نطاق الضاحية الجنوبية لبيروت، ولهذا وهذا ما يفسر عملية القرارات التي كانت في منطقة الشويفات العباسية تحرير السكان لإخلاء المنازل أو المواقع كان هناك تواجد للسكان في نطاق ليس فقط الشويفات العباسية، هي منطقة في الضاحية مخلوة من السكان، ولكن على المقلب الآخر من الشارع وهي أحياء الشويفات التي تعتبر خارج نطاق الضاحية وهي غير مخلوة عن السكان، وبالتالي هذا أيضا ما ينطبق على الحدث، يعني تفصل ما بين الأحياء التي تستهدف والأحياء التي لا تستهدف في منطقة الجامعة اللبنانية فقط حرم هذه الجامعة. يوم أمس كان هناك استهدافات أيضا في المناطق المتاخمة للضاحية وأيضا يعني على حدود الضاحية إضافة إلى أكثر من 5 مباني أضرار كاملة في الواجهات، وفي أيضا يعني حتى الأساسات هذه المباني تحتاج إلى كشف دقيق من قبل فرق هندسة من المتوقع أن تكشف عليها طبعا بعد انتهاء أعمال البحث والإنقاذ. نتحدث عن عادية بالمعنى
طفت عندك؟ طفت؟ هلا
يعني حتى الساعة يمكن القول انه في العاصمة اللبنانية بيروت هناك صراع
في العين؟
تطابق مع مصدري تحدث عن الاستهداف الاول القنابل الخارقة
مش حالك عم
تتقاطع وتتشابه مع الاستهدافات السابقة تحديدا قبل الأمين العام إلى الصبح في الضاحية أو يعني القيادي الكبير في حزب الله صفي الدين أيضا في ضاحية بيروت الجنوبية. هذه المعطيات هي التي ترجح أن تكون الشخصية المحادثة في هذا الاستهداف أو حتى محاولة ضرب الاستهداف قد تكون مهمة على الأرض لا معلومات لا معطيات بعد لا بيان من حزب الله وحزب الله دعا يبتدئ انتظار أي توضيحات
لا بدورت
نتحدث عن غارة كبيرة، نتحدث أيضا عن معلومات متضاربة مصدرها الجانب الإسرائيلي طبعا على الخلاف بيانات الجنسية فور إيضاح الصورة. عادة ما ينتظر انتهاء البحث والإنقاذ من المعطيات الجنسية في الموقع إن كان بالفعل
طيب أعطيه هذا طارق يعني خلاص هذه هون يعني هون لما بدك البطارية لك تيجي تحتاجني هذه هذه ترجع هلا بعدني على الهواء زي هلا هلا بس بدي اركب هذه محله خبرني بس ما بدنا له المراسل وكاميرا حددت من شوفوا لعند البيان هذه مراسل وكاميرا عارفين يكون معه مراسل وكاميرا كل الاعلام كمان يكون معه وين النتيجه جيب الشنطه الصوت الصغيره خليها
خليك بس طلعت
علي علي وين سمحوا يعني ايه